Hello, thanks for joining me today on my channel. This is Discovering My Money, and well, this is about budgeting. A reason you want to have a budget is it kind of gives you a lot of insight as to where you're at. So I'm kind of struggling with this situation right now. I decided not to do this class that I was going to do. I had enough money for the class, but the other expenses I'm going to have along with it, I didn't have. So now I'm sitting here with this cash and I'm deciding what I should do. So I have really three different options. Those three different options, well, here they are. I could go ahead and buy an e-bike. The e-bike is important for me because it helps me with mobility. Now, not going to get into all the reasons why that is important to me and why I need it, but just would make my life so much easier. If I buy the e-bike, basically all that savings, it's gone. Okay, so that's option one. I'm sticking away from that one because option two is I want to go teach overseas and I need a course to do that. The course is going to cost X amount of dollars. I can't do the e-bike and the course. Now, the problem with the course is it's going to require me to have some extra technology. I can't afford the course and the technology at the same time. So I could go ahead and get the course and the technology right now, but then I'd have to do it through my service provider because I don't pay interest. And then I have this plan that I'm locked into for 2 years. Now I can't be logged into a 2-year plan because that's right, I want to go overseas and teach English. So option two is not really there, and I don't have enough money to do both right away. So by budgeting, I can now determine how much money I can save on a monthly basis. Now, my income is a little bit all over the place, so I can't necessarily nail it down to the dollar, but I can give it a rough idea and know I'm going to make X amount over the next 6 months, and I can save up for this, until around end of October, and with that savings, I'd have enough to buy this. Now, I also have to between October and or sorry, not October, November and next June, I think it is. I would have to save up and have enough money in that period of time to go overseas. If I go with option B, which was to do through my provider, I'd have all these extra monthly payments. Um, I'd still would have had a little bit of chunk of cash, but I'd be locked into money that I'm going to be paying while I'm overseas. So I'd have to save up a lot more for my get out of get out of here kind of savings. So when I say get out of here, I'm saving for my flight, my hotels, to get set up in a new city, have a couple months of cash until I started working, and those things would all be kind of adding up. And so when I decide to save up for everything now and actually start the course, say in November, I'd be doing the course. I'd have no extra expenses. I'd get the technology I need. Then the thing is, I got to save up for this other stuff. So not having extra monthly expenses is going to help me so much more if I don't put that monthly expenses on now. The e-bike is just a convenience, which would really help me physically because I do need that for the mobility. That's a totally different story, but it takes away from all my future plans. So budgeting lets me know A is out of the question right away. B is probably not the best idea. Plus, it's going to give me expenses that I'm going to have even when I'm gone for a year and I don't need that extra expense. So B is really a bad idea. And then if I go with the whole third option to save up for everything before and then save up for the trip itself, that's going to be more likely. I can give myself a rough idea how much I'm going to be able to make during that period of time. And that whole um, idea of, uh, having the budget set and then knowing how much I'm going to have coming in really can be set up for me, right? So that is really important to have a budget so you can actually determine what your best choice of spending money, what your best choice of making commitments as far as making payments. So setting yourself up on a 2-year program for payments definitely is restrictive, right? So that is not good. That's why I'm not going out and buying a car right now because I have plans to go somewhere else. Um, So I don't want to be on a car payment. I don't want to be on a mobility payment. So anything I end up using, I essentially I want to be able to get rid of it. I want to be able to stop it, just write it off, and move on to my future plans, which is to go overseas. So I don't want to have myself locked into anything else. And my budget lets me know that is not a good choice for me, right? And so budget's super important. And of course, then it also gives me a timeline. The timeline is I can do this by this point, and that will allow me to do the option that I want, which is to go overseas.